One man saw the apocalypse coming and decided to survive it. Not to save humanity, not to rebuild civilization, but to prove he was smarter than everyone else. And 260 years later, he's still winning. In this video, I'm going to explain how Robert Edwin House became the most dangerous man in the Mojave wasteland, the man who turned Las Vegas into his personal kingdom while the rest of the world burned. But first, we need some context. Sometime after World War II, the world started running out of resources. By the 2070s, the United States and China were fighting over the last remaining oil reserves. Nuclear war became inevitable, and Robert House saw it coming. Robert Edwin House was born on June 25, 2020 in Las Vegas, Nevada. His parents owned H&H Tools Company, a successful family business. But House's childhood ended when he was just 2 years old. His parents died in a freak accident, an autogyro hit by lightning. House was orphaned, and his older half-brother Anthony immediately cheated him out of his inheritance. Anthony seized complete control of H&H Tools, leaving Robert with nothing. This betrayal shaped everything that followed. House didn't give up. He proved his genius by attending the Commonwealth Institute of Technology, the Fallout University's equivalent of MIT. On his 22nd birthday, June 25, 2042, House founded Robco Industries. Within 5 years, Robco became one of the most profitable corporations on Earth. House's company produced technology that became ubiquitous across America. Robco manufactured the Pip-Boy in partnership with Voltec. They created Mr. Handy robots, the robotic butlers found in millions of homes, and they built Securitrons, advanced combat robots that would one day become his army. By age 30, in 2050, House personally had a net worth of at least $30 billion. His success made him a celebrity. He dated starlets, he travelled the world, and became known as America's most eccentric billionaire genius. Robert House was a staunch pragmatist. He regularly designed and ran mathematical paradigms based on global political and socio-economic conditions to predict future events. In 2064, House ran these projections. His algorithms analysed weapons development, resource scarcity, international tensions, and diplomatic failures. By April 14, 2065, at 5:17 a.m, these projections led him to an inexorable conclusion. Nuclear war would occur within 15 years. This was, to House, a mathematical certainty. House had 15 years to prepare. He knew he couldn't save the world, nor did he care to, but he could save Las Vegas, and in the process, perhaps save mankind. House began his preparations immediately. First, he transformed the Lucky 38 casino into a fortress. Using his vast wealth, he installed a laser defense network on the roof designed to destroy incoming nuclear missiles. He built radar jamming systems, backup systems, and planned for every contingency. Second, he created an army of Securitrons hidden throughout Las Vegas and beneath Fortification Hill. These combat robots would protect the city after the war and serve as his eyes, ears, and hands in the wasteland. Third, and most dramatically, House prepared to survive the apocalypse personally. He couldn't trust anyone else to execute his vision, so House made a horrifying choice. He had his body sealed inside a life support chamber, integrating himself with the Lucky 38 subsystem via a cerebral interface. His brain was wired directly into a massive supercomputer. House became more machine than man. Forever connected to his machines, he became essentially immortal, as long as the machines kept running. But House needed one final piece, the key to everything: the platinum chip. This high-capacity data storage device contained vital operating system upgrades for his Securitrons and his laser defense networks. The chip was scheduled for delivery on October 23, 2077, in the afternoon. The Great War happened 20 hours earlier than House's calculations predicted. House's missile defense network activated immediately when the bombs began to fall. 77 nuclear warheads targeted Las Vegas and its surrounding areas. House's network mainframes predicted disarm codes and disabled 59 nuclear warheads before they could detonate. But 11 still got through. None hit the Strip directly, but they devastated the surrounding region. Parts of outer Las Vegas and nearby towns were destroyed. Radiation bathed the city. Without the Platinum chip's upgraded operating system, his systems crashed repeatedly. His defences operated at reduced efficiency. It was suboptimal, but the strip survived. However, the strain on House's primitive life support systems was catastrophic. For 5 years, software glitches set off a cascade of system failures. Eventually, House managed to reboot his data core with an older operating system, but the strain was too much. House fell into a coma. For 60 years, he was unconscious while the world changed around him. During those years, the city was sacked by survivors. Raiders and tribals moved into the ruins. House finally regained consciousness in 2138, 61 years after the bombs fell. He woke to find Las Vegas in ruins, but House didn't reveal himself. Not yet. He waited. He monitored developments across the wasteland. He observed the rise and fall of settlements, the birth of new factions, and the slow rebuilding of civilization. House waited for 136 years, waiting for the perfect moment to make his move. That moment came in 2274. Scouts from the new California Republic appeared at Hoover Dam. The NCR, a democratic federation from California, was expanding eastward into the Mojave. House knew that if he didn't act quickly, the NCR's army would arrive and take Vegas. All of his work would have been for nothing. House immediately made his move. A mass of Securitrons emerged from the Lucky 38 for the first time since the war. The tribes living in the ruins had no idea what was happening. House gave the tribes an ultimatum: leave, work for him, or die. While there were many tribes, only 3 were actually willing to join him. These 3 tribes were transformed into the 3 families: the Omertas, the Chairman, and the White Glove Society. With these 3 groups, House evicted the rest of the Strip's residents. Under House's guidance and plentiful pre-war materials, the 3 families resurrected the Strip. They cleaned the streets, they restored the power, and they rebuilt the casinos. They created the New Vegas Strip, a shining beacon of pre-war luxury in the wasteland. Just in time to welcome the NCR. By the time the NCR army arrived at Hoover Dam, they were met by a large garrison of tribals and Securitrons. The combined strength of Robert's Mark I Securitrons and the 3 families, along with the added threat of Caesar's legion on the other side of the Colorado River, was enough to prevent the NCR from taking the dam by force. Negotiations started, and they ended in what is now known as the New Vegas Treaty. The arrangement was perfect. House got free electricity and paying customers. The NCR got power and a vacation destination for their citizens. New Vegas prospered from this influx of tourists and their caps. Anyone with enough caps to gain access to the Strip was free to gamble, stay in the hotels, and eat the best food in the region. Business was booming, but House wasn't satisfied. He wanted more. He wanted independence, and he needed one final piece to achieve it: the Platinum chip. For years after establishing New Vegas, House hired scavenger teams to dig through the ruins of Sunnyvale, California. Behind the scenes, Robert had been searching for this chip. He spent almost 1 billion bottle caps over the years, hiring teams of scavengers to scour the ruins. Finally, in 2281, the Platinum chip was discovered. House immediately contracted the Mojave Express to deliver the chip. Cautious about transport, he arranged for 6 couriers carrying packages. 5 carried decoy items to throw off potential threats, raiders mostly, but also technology-obsessed groups like the Brotherhood of Steel. Only 1 courier would be carrying the real Platinum chip. The new courier picked up the chip in the southern territory of the NCR. They took the package through the hub, along the stretch of Long 15, and then through the Mojave outpost down towards Primm and past a little town called Good Springs. It was here the courier was intercepted. Benny, the leader of the Chairmen, formerly known as the Mojave Boot Riders, had plans of his own. Benny had previously disabled a Securitron with a pulse grenade and taken it to the Tops Casino. He reprogrammed it into a Yes Man, a machine that can't help but help. Yes Man divulged to Benny everything it knew about Robert's plan for Vegas, the Platinum chip, where it could be used, and the route the courier would take. Everything. Near Good Springs, the courier was ambushed. Benny shot the courier twice in the head and buried them in a shallow grave. House learned of the betrayal through Victor, a Securitron he'd planted in Good Springs years earlier, but he couldn't confront Benny directly because the man would probably destroy the chip instead of handing it over. Robert was at a stalemate. At least he was, until the courier woke up. When House discovered the courier had survived, he saw his chance. He invited the courier to Lucky 38, offering a deal. Help recover the platinum chip and get revenge on Benny. In exchange, House would provide resources, information, and payment. The courier's choice would determine the future of New Vegas. This is where House's story diverges into 4 distinct paths. If the courier sides with Mr. House, they track down Benny and recover the platinum chip. The courier delivers the platinum chip directly to House. House uses it to upgrade his Securitron army to Mark II operating systems, transforming them into a devastating military force. With everything in place, the second battle for Hoover Dam commences. The dam jumpstarts the Securitrons, bringing the Mark II army to full power. Legate Lanius is defeated, and the Legion is pushed back east across Colorado River. And the NCR, weakened and exhausted, is forced to withdraw from Hoover Dam. Mr. House's Securitron army takes control of Hoover Dam and the Strip. New Vegas becomes an independent autocracy under House's absolute rule. He achieves everything he planned for over 200 years. If the courier sides with the NCR or Caesar's Legion, these factions demand House's elimination as a condition for their alliance. If the courier sides with Yes Man for an independent New Vegas, they must also eliminate House to take control of his Securitron army. The courier must infiltrate the Lucky 38 penthouse and find a hidden terminal beneath the staircase near Mr. House's main screen. Inside is House's isolation chamber, a life support pod containing his ancient, hideously decrepit 261-year-old body. The courier has multiple options. Kill House directly with any weapon while he's still in the chamber, use the terminal to sterilize the chamber, causing House to violently explode, or open the isolation chamber and disconnect House from the Lucky 38 systems, leaving him alive but completely helpless. Either way, House loses, defeated by a single courier he hired to deliver a package. Regardless of the path taken, House's vision for New Vegas never changed. House envisioned New Vegas as humanity's launching point. Within 20 years, he planned to have Hoover Dam running at full capacity. Within 50 years, he would revitalize humanity's technological capabilities. Within 100 years, he would establish colonies in space. House's personality was unique in the wasteland. He had no interest in being worshipped as a god or messiah. He didn't want democracy or freedom. He simply wanted firm control in the hands of a technological visionary. Himself. The Fallout TV series connection. Now, if you've watched the Fallout TV series, you might have noticed something that initially seemed to contradict the game's established timeline. In Season 1, we see a man representing Robco Industries at the infamous Vault-Tec meeting before the Great War. This man appears to be Mr. House, walking around in person, talking with other executives. So how could House be attending corporate meetings in person if he was already connected to his life support systems in 2077? That wasn't the real Robert House. It was a body double. In Season 2 of the Fallout series, we see the real Mr. House operating behind the scenes, watching events unfold from the Lucky 38. The body double attended meetings and made public appearances on his behalf, while the real House was already wired into his systems, preparing for the end of the world. But the core of Mr. House's character remains consistent between the games and the show. He is a man who proved that with enough preparation, calculation, and willingness to sacrifice his humanity, the House always wins. Or at least, it always should.